Chapter 3 The Secret. For more chapters, visit heyHabbo.net/viral. Alright guys, let's go over this again. Started the young man with glasses too large for his face. The frame seemed to press hard into the bridge of his nose, and if he took them off, a deep impression would almost be guaranteed. The production team will need the finished product by week's end. You've all done a superb job so far, but we're still far behind. Now if you look at the board, you can see that Jude. The eyes of everyone in the room suddenly shot towards the faint outline of Jude, which was obscured by the contrasting light breaking into the dark conference room from the window behind him. Distracted, Jude paid no attention as he continued to doodle carelessly in his notebook. The young man leading the meeting now stood arms crossed and pursed his lips together as he waited for an obligatory reply from his colleague. After moments passed in awkward silence, and it was only after the attention of everyone in the room reverted back towards him that he realized that Jude had no intention to respond any time soon. "Jude, are you even listening?" the young man questioned, abruptly exasperated. The room continued to wait in suspense as the intensity between the young man and Jude escalated. After what seemed like an eternity, Jude finally put down his mechanical pencil and slowly looked up from his notebook, which was now littered with sketches of his heyHabbo sporting a darker outfit and the word Shaddock scribbled all over the page. The young man demanded an answer once more. "Well?" Jude gazed back with a serious but almost absent stare. "No, Steve, I'm not listening," he replied sarcastically. Steve stared back at a loss of words. He had never heard such arrogance and insubordination before, and shot a look of disgust at the others in the room, determined to mask his insecurity while he thought of a rebuttal. "Sorry guys, but there's something I really need to take care of right now," Jude announced as he stood up and prepared for an immediate exit. He tossed his notebook in his black messenger bag and began to walk across the room towards the door. All eyes were on him. Steve suddenly started to turn a dark shade of fuchsia. He was not happy in the least. Where do you think you're going?" he snapped at Jude, cutting him off before he exited the room. "Something got out of hand, and I need to deal with it right now," he muttered as he pushed hard on the handle and stepped around Steve into the cool air of the open door. Before entirely disappearing, Jude looked down for a moment and then slightly over his shoulder towards Steve. "Besides, you're all probably tired of running after me anyway." The streets were empty, and the gently falling snow covered the tracks of the old borrowed Honda Civic that Jude drove through the night. The drive home seemed like seconds for the seemingly absent-minded young man. But in fact his head was filled with perplexing thoughts that demanded his immediate attention. He knew that a time would come when he would have to explain what he had done to the rest of his virtual team, whom he regarded as his very close friends. Tonight was that fateful night. Jude sat in front of his computer, sketchbooks placed aside, coat and bag at the threshold of the glass, and a glass of cold water in his hand to refresh his dry mouth. He stared at the computer screen absently, whispering inaudible words to himself, contemplating how he would phrase his confession. He closed his eyes for a moment and whispered once more, "Shaddocks." He inhaled deeply as he logged into the game where his online friends waited. "Welcome back, Avilaman." The message greeted him this time with more notifications from the Pixel Council, which he dismissed once more. Avilaman entered an elegant room with dark red walls and furniture worthy of a lonesome mansion, but the room was far from empty. Inside his friends waited, and his welcoming wouldn't be friendly. Jesse began with a loud voice. Listen, it's more complicated than that. Let me explain." "Hey guys," Jude interrupted Jesse. "Ugh, finally you're here."
So you decided to stop hiding.
"I wasn't hiding, I was busy. I'm sorry we haven't gotten around to talking about this sooner."
And by all this, you mean Shaddocks?
"Yeah, that."
Tell me this is a joke. Tell me you didn't actually go as far as creating a bot in your own image, and without authorization from the Pixel Council?
Calm down. Let me handle this. What the hell, Jude? What the baba is wrong with you?
Relax, guys. I'm sure he has a perfectly stupid, retarded reason.
"Jasmine, you want to have a go too?"
No need. I believe they're doing a fantastic job without my intervention.
Seriously, Jude, I want to know just exactly what the hell was going through your pea-brain-sized mind.
"You guys were."
What?
"I guess I'll take it from here, dude. I was involved in this too." "No, it was my idea. I'll take responsibility."
So go on.
It's been months since I've been able to be here for you guys at 100%. The Pixel Council expects results from us as a team, and I just couldn't pull my weight anymore. We all know this.
Yeah, you made that perfectly clear when you even declined the request to create Bat Turkey and handed it over to Fred instead.
Exactly. And I've been thinking for a long time now, what if I found a way to be here for you guys without real life intervening?
What do you mean?
What if I could be Jude and a Villaman at the same time without one being an inconvenience to the other?
Still not following you, Jude.
What he means to say is, what if I could be like the creator?
What?
Think about it, guys. What if heyHabbo shared the C code and the AI code, giving it the ability to be a bot version of myself, like the creator's Habbo is a bot version of himself?
You're not actually thinking.
While away, I would still be able to do all the things that I've been able to do for the Pixelverse.
That's insane. You're insane. You wouldn't even know how to properly fuse those codes into your Habbo.
Precisely the problem.
What does that even have to do with Shadow?
Shadox was supposed to be the bot test subject. I would have safely fused the codes into him, checked the results, and then transferred his data into my Habbo, finally allowing it to be like the creator's Habbo.
Jude.
I know, it's illegal and it goes against the biggest rules in the pact, but they would have never found out. I created Shadox outside of the server of the Pixelverse anyway,
In your own image? Why?
allowing the transition to be easier. At that early stage and in isolation, he wouldn't have developed a personality, so transferring him into my Habbo would have been all the same to him.
You mean.
Jesse began. Jude came to me with the idea, and it made sense, so I created a folder inside the forum server to keep him safe until Shadox fused with the Villaman.
You agreed to this?
The Pixel Council was getting very demanding. Don't look at me like you wouldn't have done the same thing.
So, Shadox has the C code, the ability to create, which is completely illegal for a bot, and you hid him inside some folder inside the forum server?
It was perfectly safe.
And what happened to fusing him to your Habbo, Jude?
Well, it didn't exactly work out. I wasn't able to find a safe method without altering and most likely messing the coding of my own Habbo.
So what then? You know that users can't delete bots.
I know, so I kept him safe and hidden away. He was very well treated. He was even given a job.
A job?
What kind of job?
You know the pixel art that's been appearing on the forum? All the side banners and advertisements. We all know Jesse can't pixel to save his life. Hey, the copy-paste king takes extreme offense to your treachery. Yeah, well, all the art that's been popping up, if it wasn't made by the graphics team, has been really courtesy of Shadox.
I don't understand.
I fused Shadox with the C code, giving him the ability to create pixel art like I do, but I only gave him a percentage of my recorded skill, which has been more than enough to keep him busy. It worked out perfectly. I could concentrate on the forum and remaking the graphic team when May stepped down, so we were missing a manager at the time.
So he was the one doing the pixel art before I showed up?
Ever since the heyHabbo World Cup, actually.
And everything was working out perfectly until the folder in which you kept Shadox suddenly decided to stop working? Yeah, it was perfectly safe. How did he get out?
If you recall, we had a maintenance break to install the updates on the forum server, and during that time, all the services, programs, and even hidden compressed folders stored in the server are temporarily open to incorporate the changes. However, nothing is visible even to administrators during that short period of time. My guess is that Shadox saw this as his window of opportunity to escape from the compressed file we kept him in. A Villaman began. I can understand that part. However, open folders during the updates still remain safely stored inside the server. How he managed to escape out of the server is beyond me.
And you knew that that could happen?
It never dawned upon us. It's not like we update our server very often. The last update before that one was before I created Shadox. Honestly, I think he's harmless. I mean, think about it. Why are you guys so worried? He's just here because he's trying to find his missing brother.
But there's a procedure that takes place when users create bots. It's very important, as it has to follow the regulations of the pact.
And I'm assuming you guys didn't follow through with that with Shadow?
Not only that, but his coding alone breaks the rules of the pact.
He shares both the C code and the AI code.
And bots may never have the C code, with the exception of the creator's avatar alone.
Oh, so if word gets to the Pixel Council...
If? I give it less than a week. Days, really.
Then what?
I don't want to find out.
And you won't. You're right, Jesse. I don't think Shadox is the real problem. Benji has been kidnapped, and we need to find out who did it, and he's here to help.
So that's it. You want to dismiss your disobedience to the Pixelverse? To the Pixel Council?
No, Whitney, I'm ready to face the consequences of my actions, but whatever happens, I will protect Shadox. He is my creation, and none of this is his fault. Now that Benji's missing, we don't have the time to focus on the politics of the situation. What's done is done. It's best that we keep all this under wraps until we find Benji. Jude's right. If we're ever going to find Benji, we've got to act now.
So now we go find this Abraxas guy?
And whoever is working with him.
I suppose that means that I have to cover your mess by making sure the forum doesn't take this information to the hotel.
No, I'm not asking you to do anything that would make you an accomplice of my mistakes.
Sweetie, in case you haven't noticed, you already have. As well as everyone else in this room.
Alright, let's do this.
Where do we even start?
Maybe with the only clue we have, Abraxas? So what, we just type Abraxas on the search field in the hotel?
You know, that might not be a bad idea.
I hope you're joking.
It's true. I mean, what else can we do?
Alright, so that's a start. The forum will undoubtedly have thought of the same thing. Steph, you know I can make sure the word doesn't get out. Start with Bat Turkey. Keep him with you at all times. Alright, what about Shadox?
My guess is he's already out there looking for Benji. Jude, are you coming along too, or are you too busy like always? No, I have some investigating to do on another end. Okay. I guess you can tell us about that later then.
Okay, we better get going then. Let's do this.
End Chapter 3. For more Viral, log on to www.heyhabbo.net and search Viral.